is such a gorgeous, gorgeous stitch. You're absolutely gonna love working on this one. It's Karen here from the Stitch Sessions, and I have a really pretty crochet stitch tutorial for you guys today. So I just worked up a quick little swatch here with some leftover cotton yarn that I had, and this stitch is the crossed double crochet stitch. Now you might find this familiar because it looks very similar to the crossed stitch. And I've already done a tutorial on that, and if you want to have a look at that stitch, I'll leave a link for it in the description box down below. And you might have a look at it and go, hey, that looks exactly the same. Well, the actual crossed stitches is the same. And the difference is in that tutorial is we just focused on the crossing of the stitches. So every row has cross stitches. And frankly, you can use that technique with not just double crochets, you can use them with triple crochets, extended double crochets. You could probably get away with using it with half double crochets as well. So that's why it's just simply called the crossed stitch, because you can kind of vary the actual stitch that you use. This one specifically focuses on the double crochet, and it separates each row with a row of single crochet stitches. So it has a little bit more of a defined look, whereas the other one creates a little bit more of a lacy effect. Now this one is quite airy, so as you can see through it. And like I said, this one was a mercerized cotton yarn, so it looks a little bit on the thick side for it. But I love how that second row of single crochets really accentuates it. And I think using a finer weight yarn for a stitch like this would be super, super pretty if you're gonna create some summer garments or cardigans, things like that. Or even a shawl would be really, really pretty. So today I'm gonna show you how it's worked. It's 2 rows to repeat. It's nice and easy. And I've put my own little spin on it. Because we are going to be starting with a base row of single crochets. The actual stitch just calls for you to start with the crossing stitches, but I feel like the single crochet row really anchors the look of the stitch. So I hope you find it fun and easy to do, and I hope you'll find it interesting, and maybe you'll get inspired on maybe a project that you're going to use this for. So let's dive into it. Let's stitch up our crossed double crochet stitch. Okay, so for today's tutorial, I am going to be using, most importantly, the yarn. I've got some leftover yarn here, and this is Loops and Threads, in case you're wondering, the soft ombre. I just love this yarn. You're actually going to see this yarn in an upcoming project in the next few weeks or month or so. So, and in case you're wondering what the color is, it is Rose Sky Blue Lilac, and it's so, so pretty. It is a lightweight number 3 yarn, and I picked this one specifically because I figured it would look really, really pretty with our stitch that we're working on today, okay? So for the hook size, I'm gonna be using a 4mm hook today, which is also known as a G or a size 5. So it's definitely a little smaller than what I normally use, but it works perfectly with this weight of yarn. And of course, anytime that you are working on a project, make sure that you have a pair of scissors to snip your yarn, and then of course a handy yarn needle to weave in your ends at the end. So let's get started on this fun, easy stitch here. So this stitch is worked up in any odd number. Okay, so just to make things nice and easier, I'm just going to tell you work up any odd number. So what you want to do first is place a slip knot onto your hook. And for this swatch, I am going to work up, just because it's a thinner yarn, I'm going to work up 25 chains. So that's an odd number. Okay, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, and 25. So I have a nice little chain there. Okay, so let's start on row number 1. So for row number 1, what you want to do is find the second chain from your hook, and remember the loop on your hook is never counted as anything. So I'm just going to count 1 and 2, and into that chain I'm going to place a single crochet stitch. And for this row, you're going to do that into every single stitch. So you're just going to move into the next chain and single crochet, and then the next and single crochet. And you're going to do that all the way to the end of your chain. Okay, so I have completed row number 1, and I now have 24 stitches. So once you do your first row, you should now always have an even number of stitches. So I now have 24 stitches. And so now we're going to go on to row number 2. So for row number 2, we're going to chain 3. So we have 1, 2, and 3. And this will give us the height of a double crochet stitch. And then you will turn your work. And this is the row where we're going to use the crossed double crochet stitch. So what you will do, now remember this little first stitch here is the base of your chain 3, so you do not work into it. You will skip the next stitch, and into the following stitch, you're going to place a double crochet. So you'll yarn over and insert your hook and double crochet as usual. Okay, so you've got a little gap there. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go back into this skipped stitch and double crochet. So you'll yarn over and go back into that skip stitch and just pull up a loop and double crochet as usual. So you can see you're kind of doing it across the first double crochet. So they're crossing each other. There you go, you can see that. And of course, that's why it's called the crossed double crochet. Okay, and so this is what you're going to do for the rest of the row. So you will always skip the next stitch here, and into the following stitch, you will place a double crochet, and then you will simply go back to the skipped stitch and double crochet as well. So you're always crossing the first stitch, okay? So I'll do that one more time. You skip the next stitch, and into the following stitch, you double crochet, and then you just go back to that skipped stitch right here and double crochet. Okay, look at how pretty that is. Okay, so you're going to do that to the end of the row, and you should have 1 stitch left when you've completed your last crossed double crochet stitch. So I'll meet up with you once you get to the end there. Okay, so I'm just working my last crossed stitch. Okay, so you should have 1 stitch left, and into the last stitch you will place a double crochet stitch. So sometimes it's a little hard to see, so you can turn over your work and see where those V's are, and then just insert your hook right there. So your row of cross stitches is always flanked by a double crochet. See, so there's a double crochet there, and the chain 3 at the beginning counts as a double crochet. Look at how pretty that looks in this color. I love it. Okay, so that's row number 2, and now technically your repeat is done. So you would just continue repeating row 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1 and 2. So I'm going to take you on to row number 3, which is a repeat of row number 1. So we're going to go back to our single crochet stitches. So you will chain 1 and turn, and then right back into the very first stitch you will single crochet. And then you'll proceed to single crochet into every single stitch across. Now remember, you should still have an even number of stitches. So in my case, I had 24 stitches, so I should always continue having 24 stitches in each row. Okay guys, I have completed 4 sets of this repeat, or a total of 9 rows, because I ended with a single crochet row. And this is how I would end my work if I were doing something like a blanket or a shawl or a scarf or something like that. I would make sure that my last row was a single crochet row, because you can see how lovely it frames it out. Look at how beautiful that is. And then if you worked it this way, for example, you'd have a really beautiful look as well. Is that not pretty? I hope you found it easier than you thought it was going to be. Now, if you'd already seen the cross stitch, then this is not new for you. But I hope that by adding the row of single crochets in between has given you a little bit of an extra, a different point of view or a different take on how you can use the same stitch. And I think it's just so, so pretty. If you work it up in these lightweight yarns, or even a fine weight yarn would be really, really pretty. Now, it's not to say that you couldn't use a medium 4-weight yarn. Obviously, your work would grow a lot quicker in that fashion. And it actually might work really nicely for like a chunky blanket. With just a little bit of texture would work really, really good. Now, of course, as always, you guys know I always ask you, what would you create with this stitch? And if you could leave it for us in the comment box down below, because I know that I do this, and I'm sure many of our crochet friends do this, is I kind of scour the internet, always looking for some inspo when I find a stitch that I really like. So if you leave some, ideas in the comment box down below, I'm sure I, as well as many of us, will find it super, super useful, and maybe we'll get a little bit of inspiration. So you can see the difference in the mercerized cotton yarn. It's a little thicker here. And so this is technically considered a medium 4. And you can see in this one, I only did 3 sets, and it's almost as tall as this one. So it just creates a little bit of a difference when you use a different yarn weight. But again, 2 rows, 1 row of single crochets, and 1 row of, essentially it's just double crochets, but we use that pretty little crossed technique. So I hope you found it really fun and easy, especially if you're a super beginner. I think that you'll be a-okay working on this stitch if you just take your time and go nice and easy. Now, if you have any other questions, of course, you can also leave those for me in the comment box down below. And I know many of you do like to email me directly, which I absolutely love. So feel free to do so. You can email me at info@crochetcrafty.com. And as always, make sure to attach a photo of your work so I can have a nice close look at what's going on and I can better answer your question. Okay, now I do have some emails that are in the works right now. Sometimes I get people emailing me requesting certain projects or certain stitches. And if you haven't seen your particular request come up on the channel yet, do not fret. I have not forgotten about you. It's just that it's just me going through all those emails. So they are in the works, and I would just say stay tuned. And usually what I try and do, if it's something super specific, and once I get close to actually releasing the tutorial, I usually email you back or respond to your comment and say, hey, your requested tutorial or stitch is coming up this week or next week or something like that. So just stay tuned for that. And as always, visit the website, crochetcrafty.com. And you'll find a lot of great resource tools there for you, especially if you're looking for things like sizing charts, like if you're working on hats and clothing items. Those are great resource tools there for you. They're absolutely free downloadables. And of course, you'll see a section where you can check out some of my free written patterns, as well as a link to my Etsy shop. And I love it when you guys come say hi to me. I am on both Facebook and Instagram at The Stitch Sessions. So please do tag me anytime you create one of my creations and or work on these stitches, because my favorite thing to do is to check out the color choices that you guys chose. I'm a color girl. I love, love, love colors. So that's it for me today. I hope you enjoyed today's quick and cute stitch tutorial. Stay tuned for next week. We got more crochet fun coming your way. So in the meantime, have an amazing day. Spring is on its way, guys. Happy crocheting, and take really good care of yourselves. And I'll see you guys in next week's session. Bye-bye.